There were 54 nations. And then I read in Veterans for Peace, it went up to 80. Well, that was most of the nations of the world then. The rest were all colonies. But it didn't work. It didn't hold because we never joined the League of Nations. The Versailles Treaty was very cruel to the Germans and didn't let them recover. So, in the end, war came again, more ferocious and terrible than ever. And now it's as though we're in endless war, and as though our country is in love with it. It's an aggressor nation now. This is hard to accept, because we don't think of our nation that way. But the nations, there are people that make money on war. So the ones who have dollar signs in their eyes think about making money. But they're making money on the blood of children, women, and men who are just as precious as our own. So some of us, and I notice David Swanson of Veterans for Peace is one, think we need to resurrect the Kellogg-Briand Pact. It's still law. They just ignored it. But it's there on the books. Every time a nation goes to war, it's a crime. So we're looking for ways to criminalize war. And now we have so many things we didn't have. A United Nations, human rights, the Declaration of Human Rights, the Human Rights Council. We have a criminal court which has teeth. No death penalty, but 30 years in prison. That kind of tames them a bit. I think we have to look at every way we can. This is just one. But I thank you so much in Veterans for Peace, because you know the horrors of war, and you're still suffering from wounds, and yet you're working for peace in very positive ways. I went to your national conference this year in Madison, Wisconsin, and at night the veterans lined up in front of our hotel with lights spilling out their slogan, "Power to the Peaceful." It was so beautiful. And so, power to the peaceful, not the power of bombs, but the power of love, the power of truth, the power of determination, the power of caring. We have to end war. The world is so beautiful, and people, despite all their faults, are precious, and so are the animals and the trees and the flowers. So let's get back to work.